Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic Gathering online league. We're back with Karn Eldrazi Ramp on the play for game 1. Mulligan. We can keep this one though. Pitch a Karn. Trying to think if there's any benefit to playing Temple first. If we draw into another Soul Land, it doesn't matter. Go Misty Rainforest to start. Put a pause on end step. This is angling towards a turn 3 Karn. Hedge Maze. Keeps it on top. No information there. Fetch Misty. For a Hedge Maze. Trigger. Forest to Yard. I need some action, ideally. Another Talisman. We'll go Temple, Talisman, and pass. Does Talisman resolve? It does. I mean, we're looking towards Karn next turn, unless we draw into something else worth value. Meticulous Archive. Colossal Sky Turtle. But Living End? Could be Bant's Living End, yes. That'd be my first thought here. Karn. Subtlety. Force. Commandeer. We'll pass. Yes, so it does look like Living End then. 3, 4, 5. I mean, if they Living End now, they get 2. Subtlety. Now they get Subtlety as well. We'll get 3 bodies, down to 18. There's the Shardless Agent. There's the Living End. One's on top, too. Draw. Ugin's Lab. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, done. No imprint. I'll pass. We're not dead yet, are we? 11, 13, 16, we're at 3. Passing. Draw. Malevolent Rumble. We could rumble, so if I exile... Gain 3 up to 6. Is that enough? The answer is no. So I'm going to rumble to start. Emrakul, is that enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're short on Emrakul is the only problem. Oh, just trying to think here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, we exile the Sky Turtle. We plus with Emrakul, or plus with Ugin. We go up to 6, but then we die. So there's no point in doing that, then we'll just concede. The Rumble is more or less our last-ditch effort. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. As soon as I kind of saw the piece of like, okay, I know what this is, but I'm trying to deal if it's another thing entirely. So we want Consigned Memory, we want Jailers, and Trinospheres. Cut Gemstone, we can keep the Bajuka Bog, cut Ghost Quarter, cut Emrakul. cut to Chrysalis. And run back like this. Karn's still beneficial as we can play Karn into either Tormod's Crypt or Chalice as needed. On the play for game 2, that is a turn 2 Trinisphere. Stomping Ground Shock, Utopia Sprawl for green. At the same time, we are running... green or blue? Blue's probably a bit more impactful here. We'll go blue. Pass. And pass. Misty Rain. Pass. Sanctum. Temple. Cast. Trinisphere. Pass. Trinisphere resolves. Okay. Next turn we'll be at 5 Eldrazi, 4 regular mana. Hallowed Fountain, Shock, White for Generous End. Grabbing a Surveil land, I imagine. Nope, Breeding Pool. We'll pass. They could have Beseiju. Breeding Pool shocked, 15 and pass. Draw. Sowing Mycospawn, we'd be 1 turn slow. The only downside of this Trinisphere here is if we go Karn, we can't go Karn into Chalice, right? Because it costs us 3 to play Chalice, or even Soulless Jailer. We can go Sowing Mycospawn into something, but I think we might just stick with Rumble. Let's go Rumble. Rumble resolves. Siren Grave is good. I'll grab Temp. And pass. Beseiju. Yes. Hedge Maze, trigger. Ugin, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ugin top. It might get shuffled anyways if they go Inevitable Betrayal. Lush Portico. May have just missed their land drop. Temple. So in that case, we can kick the Mycospawn and play Karn. Only one. I guess they have 2 white sources. Doesn't matter what I hit here. Double green, double blue, double white. So really comes down to that. I'll take out, let's go green. Let's go Temp. I'm gonna phase change, get rid of that green source. Cycle. Hedge Maze, second main phase. Karn. Force, Ardent Plea out, will pass. And pass. Next turn I can grab Jailer off of Sanctum of Ugin. Draw. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. I can't do Chrysalis and Soulless Jailer. Can I? No. So in that case, let's prioritize Sire 7 Deaths. Trigger. Yes. For a Soulless Jailer. Cast Soulless Jailer. Pass. Go to combat. Waker Waves. Attack with Soin Mycospawn. And pass. Cycle of Serpent. Did we get there? I guess we're still one turn off though, regardless. World Break. Go to combat. Down to 5, second main phase. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 9 minus 2 will be 7, so I can in fact... Oh, actually I can't. We're short on green sources. We have green, blue, green. So we can go red, green, but then we don't. Okay, never mind then. We need to cast the Breaker. And looks like opponent scoops it up. Yep, opponent scoops it up. Alright, that's a win against Living End. Let's run it back. I do want Gemstone back, which means we'll cut the final Chrysalis and go from there. I will keep I will pass. Blue for Generous Ent. Yeah, we're currently one turn slow for Trinisphere, but we should be on pace for Consign. Pass. And hold. Breeding Pool Shock. Going to end step. Fetch. Hedge Maze. Surveil Trigger. Bog. I'm gonna put it on top. It could be relevant. I would like a different land though, admittedly. I'm gonna put it on top. Temple. Talisman. Hold Consign. Cycle. Cycle. So they may be back on Living End. Hold. They missed their land drop. Still missed it. Another Trinisphere. Trinisphere. There's a force. The Jukabog. Target you. Pass. And pass. So if they are back on Living End, then we're in a good spot. Temple. I think we just break out Breaker here. If they're short lands, then Breaker will make that much harder for them to deal with. They specifically need a Consign here. Okay. And pass. Another Trinisphere. Misty Rainforest. Fetch. Surveil Land. Keeps it on top. And Bone scoops it up. We'll take the win. Yeah, living in getting incidentally hit by the tech I have for prowess. We went down one Stone Brain, went up one Trinisphere, and yeah, definitely helped seeing what 3 of them this match. Jesus, a bit excessive, but when you need it, you need it. That said, we'll be back for match 2. All right. And we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep question will become whether or not we play Karn or go for Sowing Myco Spawn. I forget if I mentioned it in the intro, but we have made some changes to the list. Went up 1 Writhing Chrysalis, down 1 Karn the Great Creator. We cut the Stone Brain from the side, added Trinisphere, cut Dismember, added Lithomantic Barrage. So we're going to see how these cards fare. Karn had been getting worse in the opening hand, but still having good play rate data. So the good play rate data would suggest that Karn's still a good card in the deck, just we don't want to see it in the opening hand as much. So with that in mind, cut down to 2. So ideally we only see maybe 1 per game, maybe in the opening hand, maybe not otherwise. Writhing Chrysalis actually has been going up in opening hand data and is pretty stable as far as play rate's concerned. So I feel like this might be good. Dismember's just kind of been mid for a while. And just need to figure out what the right choice is otherwise. Pass. See what we're up against. Tron. Okay, in that case, yeah, we're just going to go for Karn here. KGC. KGC minus. Yep. Liquid metal coating, and pass. And pass. And if you have natural Tron, we have a Ghost Quarter, we have a liquid metal coating, it's not looking good, friend. Yeah, opponent concedes. And it's like moments like this where Karn just goes, cool, you leave me an open board on turn 2 and have no recourse for Karn, I'm just gonna win. And that's the thing about Karn, sometimes you just, if uncontested, Karn just wins you the game on the spot. All right. Oh, we'll bring in Consigned to Memory. Normally, I would also bring in Dismember for Thought Knot, but Lithomantic Barrage really is only good for white and blue cards. It does still have some usage into like Ragavan as it does deal 1 damage, right? So can't really do much there. Not much else that we want to take in or out in this matchup, so we'll just leave it at that. Consign is interestingly another card which has some play data. Yeah, so I'm starting to be less and less attached to Consign over time. I'll need to continue to get some data on it because I don't think it's reached the 30 cast threshold that we're looking for. But yeah, it's not necessarily the all-star that I was expecting it to be. It could also be that like I'm playing it in the wrong matchups. Yeah, between that, Nature's Claim, Stone Rain, the Stone Brain, and Dismember, just trying to kind of figure out like what the right sideboard cards are. Like Trinisphere, fantastic. Soulless Jailer, been going down recently. Chalice, fantastic. Engine explosive, fantastic. Liquid coating, fantastic. But yeah, it's just interesting to try and figure out where it all is going now that we have access to both open hand data and play rate data. Still feels slow. Like, what makes this hand better? Soul Land, eh. Utopia Sprawl, eh. I'm gonna mulligan again. Okay. Okay, we can make this work. So we want to go Gemstone, Stomping Grounds, Sprawl, Ghost Quarter, Pitch Sanctum, Pitch Chrysalis. Yeah, let's do that. Ooh, I did forget about this part. I guess we just pitch the Chrysalis. And then we just play off the top, basically. Tower. Temple. Stomping Ground, Shock. Utopia Sprawl. I guess I didn't need to shock it in retrospect. We'll go for green and pass. And pass. Yeah, in retrospect, I shouldn't have shocked it. There's mine. 4. Ballista. Interesting. Hedge Maze. Go Ghost Quarter. Put a pause on end step. Or put a pause on upkeep. We'll force on the draw first. And we'll go after mine. And pass. Yeah, maybe pitching the Utopia Sprawl would have been right. That way you could have had a threat on board. It's not like we would have played it, I suppose. Still in draw step, so unless you have K command, I was about to say that's kind of pointless. There's Temple. You got a TKS? Looks like a TKS. You got nothing, friend. Nothing but lands. Hit me for 1. 17. Yeesh. Temple. Trigger. Foothills. I don't need no more lands, please. And pass. Tower. Karn. So it's going to set up for liquid metal coating. I mean, I could try and set up for my own Karn, but that might not be enough. What would be at this point? Which I don't know. Rumble. We have all the colors we need. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go Sowing Myco Spawn. Eldrazi Temple. Cast no kick. Let's say we can at least ramp further. Go Temple and pass. And pass. Yeah, ideally we're setting up for an Emrakul now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, so we can top deck an Emrakul. We're in a good spot. Here comes the liquid metal. Yep, that's fine. We already have a Utopia Sprawl in yard, so it doesn't add to it, unfortunately. 2 for Mind Stone. They'll keep Thought Knot back. Draw. Emrakul. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just got it. Our turn, comrade. Chalice, Sire, Ugin, draw, map. We can fail to find with map. So how do we want to proceed here? We can Liquid Metal Coating, target Karn. Karn tick up on Karn, slam Karn into Emrakul. We can Walking Ballista ping TKS, slam TKS into Soin Microspawn, draw a card. We can play map, fail to find, and crack the Mind Stone. Yeah, that seems right. Play Chalice on 0 on top of which. Okay, so let's first Liquid Metal, target Karn. Karn plus target self. I will crack the Mind Stone, draw a card. I will Expedition map, crack map. Just take a look at your deck. Flesh Rake, Disruptor Flute, Leveler Main. Okay, pretty standard Tron list. Fail to find. Chalice on 0. Walking Ballista, ping TKS. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Block Karn, block TKS. TKS target me. Forest, and at that point we pass. And pass. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Too short on World Break. Imagine they play the Flesh Rake here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're currently short on the Sire. There's one unknown. There's Flesh Rake, so we know Ugin, Sire, and then there's map. Down to 11. You can crack map. So you can grab a Eldrazi Temple, so that way you can play Sire next turn. Yes. That makes sense to me, but I think that will be too late. Okay, well, definitely too late now. Kick Sowing Mycospawn. Hello. Kick Sowing Mycospawn. Sowing Mycospawn kick, target temp. That'll knock you out of Sire range. We now have a blocker for Glaring Flesh Rake. And I have enough for World Breaker next turn. Pass. And put a pause on end step. Short of Karn, even Karn won't cut it. This should be GG's. And we got there. Solid win against Eldrazi Tron. Alright. Well, that was a good match. I mean, yeah, that's one thing I feel like a lot of people do lose sight of. I think the right move for opponent would have either have been to respect the Emrakul and go Tormod's Crypt, or to use the Walking Ballista to ping the spawn. Because we saw our only out was, and it was Emrakul. And at the end of the day, you play to your outs, and when you're playing against it, you always need to play around it. It's like last night, I lost sight against Helpful Hobo. on the Emrakul line, and I miscounted. I should have played K Command, exile their yard, make enough spawns to then play World Breaker, exile a land. We would have been in a good spot, but that's why you make mistakes, so you can learn from them and do better next time. That said, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, and we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1. Awkward hand, ain't it? We can make it work, though. We'll keep... Verdant Catacomb, pass. Put a pause on end step. Let's see what we're up against. Because, yeah, what makes this hand better? 7 mana value spell, a Utopia Sprawl, Verdant Catacombs, for Hedge Maze, trigger. Opponent's tinkin'. What you tinkin' about? Trigger resolves, Micro Spawn on top. Draw. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. Talisman of Impulse, and pass. Alright. Well, it's not ideal, but we'll likely go so in Micro Spawn, non-kick next turn. Looks like this is Blink. So K-Return is nice, especially if they hold up for Felia. Meadows, Bolt to 16. No, tapped. So that there's a Thoughtseize. I imagine you take the K command. That should be the priority choice. But you have a slow start here, so I'm okay with this. Like I said, K command is absolutely the right choice here. Because if I draw into a 7 mana value spell, we're K commanding next 3, which can get rid of Ketra. Worst case scenario, though, of course, is main deck White Orchid Phantom. So, we do have a choice here. We can hold up the K return. Yeah, let's hold up the K return and go for a kicked Myco Spawn instead. Talisman, and pass. Basically, we're setting up for a kicked Myco Spawn. They had a Thoughtseize. I mean, I guess they played Shadowy Backstreet since they didn't have a black source, untapped black source for 1. They just hold up 2 mana for Felia. We might have to go non-kicked Myco Spawn. Plains, Pain 4, Flicker Wisp. Yeah, that's fine. You can Flicker Wisp the White Witch. It puts you down a land, which is an interesting choice in my opinion. And we cast it now. And pass. Draw. In their lab. Yeah, I don't think we will pause again. We'll go lab, no imprint. Cast, no kick. And we'll just go temple. A little bit worried about going Bajuka Bog. So, yeah, we just go temple, I think. And pass. And pass. So, yeah, we kind of get what we wanted in the grand scheme of things. We have the K return in yards. We can always re-trigger. We got a land down. We got 2 cards off board. I feel like that was kind of in our favor. Still don't know what version this is, whether it's Ketra with Relic or if it's Aether Vial without Ketra. Black for a Fatal Push. Could be holding up 2 for Felia, which is a possibility. No? 2. 2 for what? Could be a white. Could be Overlord of the Baelmerk. Yeah. Okay. So no Felia to worry about. There's Solitude though. I imagine they pick up Solitude. Picks up Flicker Wisp. Okay, the deal with the Flicker the Overlord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Ugin Worldbreaker would be solid. So Micah Spawn will do the job as well. How many planes do you think they have? Has to be more than 2, right? Either that or they have a black source. We could take the gamble. Otherwise I could Bajuka Bog. Gets fewer choices for the Overlord. That might be the right move. Gets rid of a Solitude at this point. Yeah, let's do that. Combat. And pass. Do you have a land? Ah. Down to 11. Flickerous, target the Overlord. Return Solitude. Well, in that case, I guess just attacking in would work. I might as well attack in, see if they're willing to let anything through. This honestly feels like bait, right? Could just have a K return. The thing is, if they let both through, then our Sire becomes pseudo hexproof. They don't though. So we will simply play the Sire and sweep. Marsh Flats. Solitude. Pay the 7. 4. 25. What do you exile? Recruiter of the Guard. I feel like this Recruiter does tell me that they're probably not on Ketra, instead on Aether Vial. Which might mean they might have White Orchid main. Emperor Bones. Draw. Rumble. Ugin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Trigger. No. Ugin. Target Recruiter. Recruiter is down, plus Ugin. Chrysalis, pass. Alright, that is a 2-turn clock before Ugin wins me the game. So it's down to 3. We'll pass. There's Emperor Bones. Biggest creature you can hit is, I guess, the Overlord of the Baelmerk. Yep. There's Overlord. There's Felia, Solitude, Trawler, I suppose. But you have to hit Ugin. Returns Emperor Bones. Hits Ugin. And mills again. This time choosing what? Imagine Solitude. Guys could go Felia, so that way they could... no, that wouldn't work. I was thinking Flicker the Overlord. But yeah, Solitude seems right. Draw. K return. Plus with Ugin. Sprawl. We have to pretty much spend that regardless, don't I? For red. Ugin, target bones. So now we have blockers. There's another Emperor Bones. They do have the Solitude, but we do have 3 blockers. So you can grab another Overlord for all it matters. We're also running short on cards in your library, friend. Allure of the Bailmerk. Adapts. ETB. I'm gonna guess you choose another Solitude. Choose Felia. Attack. Okay. And a 15 cards, friend. Return Solitude to blocks. Not like I was trample. Trigger. Always yield. Pass. Resolves. Draw. Plus. Talisman of Impulse. Trigger, exile. No reason to play the Stomping Grounds. Do we go to combat? I mean, yeah, it's lethal damage. It forces them to cast the Solitude now, right? Solitude pitches Felia. Exile. And yeah, we'll just hold the Stomping Ground in the K return. Alright, friend. What's next? Thoughtseize is rude. But yeah, that's fine. It's the K return. Down to 1. No fetches for you no more. Not that I think you have many fetchables. Got a Shrine tapped. And passing. Draw. Plus with Ugin. Malevolent Rumble. I'll play the Forest. KGC. Cast KGC. No targets. KGC plus on Talisman. Go to combat. Attack with Talisman. Do you have a Solitude or another blocker? Bowmaster. Okay. Targets. Yeah, it's fine. A block with the Orcish army. Yep, that is fine. And pass. And pass. Fatal push. Sack. Go to combat. Paying cost. Sack. Alright, I'll let you, friend. What do you want to attack? Attacks Ugin, that's fine. Temple. Plus Karn on Talisman. To combat. Attack with Talisman. Haven Interrupter. Okay. Trades. Plus with Ugin. Trigger Bowmaster. Yes, that is fine. Temple. This is for red, right? Yeah, perfect. Done. Trigger. Target Orcish Bowmaster. And Bone scoops it up. Alright, so this is Blink. Win for game 1. Let's see. Lithomantic Barrage actually does hit a good amount of things here. Consign is good. Barrage is good. At least it's decent, right? It doesn't hit Overlord of the Baelmerk, for example, but it does hit Felia. Unfortunately, doesn't get through Indestructible. It only gets through Hexproof. Not Hexproof, but Ward. If only... I mean, there definitely is a card that I can remember, but I think it's 2 mana that basically removes Indestructible. I'll have to look up what that is. Do you want Karn in this matchup? If it's an Aether Vial version, then maybe. That's kind of meh. But Jukabog might be fine since we didn't see Ketra. Ghost Cores is fine. Gemstone is fine. Yeah, I think we cut Karn and cut some number of Emrakul. Sire's hard for them to deal with effectively, though. Yeah, I'm not sure about Barrage. I think we just cut Barrage then. Down to 31 or 61. Keep it like this. Yeah, that seems right. Let's run it back. I think the consignment return should be enough. On the draw for game 2, I will keep. Question of the day, do we pitch the Sprawl? I think I pitched a Bajukabog. Have we drawn to a forest or forest equivalent, we can make it work. Draw. There's Consign. In that case, Talisman of Curiosity. Pass. And pass. Witchblessed Meadow. Pass. So that's a Felia. Lab. Ugin Lab. Imprint. And hold. Resolves. K command. 1, 2. So I'll have, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So ramp exile, exile Felia. We're gonna hold up the Gemstone Cavern for consign. Felia's down. And hold the cavern. ETB. Consign to memory. I think not, opponent. And pass. And draw. Chrysalis. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. So I think it's better for us to return the World Breaker at this point. Let's get rid of their black source. Though I do like getting rid of the MDFC so they can flip it with Flicker Wisp. I think this is right. Makes a blocker for White Orchid, puts him down a land. We still are on track for Writhing Chrysalis next turn unless they get rid of the Gemstone. What say you, Distinguished Narwhal? They did miss their land drop last turn, so it's possible if they miss it again this turn, we just have it in lock. I mean, the worst thing they could probably do here is an Ephem, hit the Gemstone Cavern, but they're more likely to hit the Temple. We admittedly also did miss our land drop last turn. And they did pay attention to that. It might be right not to hit the Temple. What say you, friend? I mean, your turn 1 plays are Aether Vial, which to be fair, we didn't see Vial. Opponent says GG's. GG's, friend. Alright. That gets so gross sometimes. Yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not going to disagree. It is a controlled deck, and it does so by strangling your opponent's resources. All right, solid win against Blink. We'll be back for match 4. All right, and we're back for match 4 on the draw for game 1. We'll keep this otherwise unassuming hand. We have 7 hits for Soul Lands, 9 hits for Forest. Sacred Foundry tapped. Does make me a bit worried for a Ruby Storm. We'll hold up the Blade to respond on the off chance that is relevant. Our game 1 into Ruby Storm is pretty bad, but Inspiring Advantage. Oh, this is Boros Hammer Time. Okay. Draw. Ugin Lab. Imprint. Sire 7 deaths. Do we K command now? When an equipment you control enters, you may draw a card. However, they could have protection, so I think I will exile now. One thing that I've learned about Hammer Time is you always want to play at sorcery speed if possible. We'll pass and pass. We do have a Sire 7 that's next turn. There's Saga. Red, Dragonfire Blade, Opal, and passing. Draw. Hedge Maze can wait. Sire 7 deaths and pass. Yeah, someone actually brought this to my RCQ this past weekend. It did do well. Got to top 4. Lost in the semifinals. And again, I did as well. So far, my 3 RCQs have made top 4 every single time and lost the prowess every single time. Made the finals 1 time, semifinals twice, lost the prowess all 3. Hopefully I don't continue that trend. Saga can make constructs. I do have a wonder. Gotta go to combat. Hedge Maze. Trigger. Kozilek's return to grave. 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you make a construct? You do. I'm going to blow up the sun. Pass. And there's a plains. Tis a 3/3. You can make it a 5/5 of hexproof. Canyon, crack canyon, draw a card. Three. What? Okay. Interesting. That's fine. Cassandra. Paying costs. Springleaf Drone. Okay. Draw. Myco Spawn. Go to combat. First strike friend. What you got? What this? Hexproof and destruct. Yeah, so methinks opponent has forgotten something important about how combat works now. Yeah, this fine. I have first strike. Okay. I mean, I guess it keeps Cassandra on board for what it's worth. I think I will go... well, I can't go K-Return now, but we can go Forest. And then Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, it's probably the best choice. Just Forest Sprawl. For red. And pass. And pass. I mean, they need a blocker for the Sire, otherwise I just win on this. I guess we don't win. They're still at 13. Right. Okay. Stoneforge Mystic. Get Cauldra complete. That'd be my initial thought that they might be going for. It's 7 mana, which means they're short right now. Reveals Colossus Hammer. Okay. Equip. Equip. And give it double strike. Gains double strike. Whenever a creature you control with a legendary equipment attached deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Hexproof from Monocolor. I mean, they draw 2 cards, but then what? Versus double strike. Wouldn't first strike damage still be the same? So first strike goes first, they deal each other damage, but since it dies... And he thinks opponent didn't quite understand how double strike works. He thinks. Opponent concedes. Alright, we'll take the win. Yeah, it just deals first strike damage first, then double strike, or first strike damage, then regular damage. Yeah. Alright. Lithomantic Barrage is relevant here. So we can bring Barrage. Karn is good. Ghost Quarter is relevant. Bog is not. I guess Forge New is a card, but doubtful that's played too often. Return good. Consign is relevant, but not sure we want it. I think Barrage might be better. So did we cut? I doubt they have much graveyard hate. Cymricul's fine. Null Drifter does re-trigger returns. Maybe cut a Sire of 7 Deaths or an Ugin. Ugin might be a little bit too slow. Question mark. Sire Ugin, or Emrakul. And if we're arguing that Emrakul's or Ugin's too slow, Emrakul could be as well. I think we cut the Ugin though and run it back like this. Yeah, this seems right. On the draw for game 2, I will keep. I will pass. I need a land is what I need. Plains. Esper Sentinel. That's rude. Emrakul. That's not land. Fetch. For Breeding Pool. Shock. Trigger. Unfortunately, no. For red. Pass. This way, if we draw into a land, we can K-return. We need to draw into a land. White. Colossus Hammer. Did they miss their land drop? Opal. Even if they did, Opal basically acts as... I desperately need a land in case of a Pure Steel. That's not gonna be good. Trigger. Yes. So if they have a Pure Steel Paladin, we're in trouble. Green. We could go blue, I guess, but double green's a bit better rather than double blue, so green. Pass. Alright, fingers crossed for no Pure Steel, otherwise we are in danger. bobble. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I needed a land! Okay, Faster Sentinel. Smack me in the face for 11. So now we need colorless source. Yes. I need a soul land. Okay. X equals 2. I guess I could just X equals 1. And then K return after? Yes. Yes? Yes. Yeah, it doesn't matter if I 2 or 1 here. I do not pay 11. You'll draw a card. No. No. Exile. Sack spawn, Kozilek's return, pass. Pure Steel is down. They need to keep the bauble, otherwise they don't have Metalcraft. Okay, we're not out yet. Oh, that's concerning. Bauble draw. Metalcraft offline. They found a land though. 1, 2, Pure Steel, Stoneforge Mystic. What do you grab? We either need to Null Drift and then K return or K return. And if you don't draw into a land, probably just going to Null Drift to dig deep. Colossus Hammer. Okay. Draw. Talisman. Alright, so blue, green, red. Colorless. Evoke. K return. Draw 2 first. Not what I wanted to see. Yes. Evoke trigger. Puts another type in the yard. We'll play the Talisman. Pass. 4, 7, 9, 10. We are 3 short of Emrakul. Land. Draw a card? No. Want this? Could be Cassandra? Question mark? Or not? I mean, if they play the hammer, basically it's mana neutral since it turns on the opal. The worst thing that can happen here is hammer into paladin. Because then it will be at a range of this K return. Three, 4, 5, 6. I need a land. There's another Stoneforge. Stoneforge finds what? Corey Steelcutter. Hammer. Shadow Spear. Opal's mana neutral. Sigarda's Aid. Yee. So we can get rid of Sigarda's then. Yes. Yeah, I think that's right. Because otherwise they equip the hammer. Breaker. Break Sigarda's. What? Oh. Well, shit. That was, how should I say, unexpected. So Corey's steel cut. Hammer. Oh, bauble. And then hammer equipped to the monk. Yes. Okay, and as trample, it's a 13/13, which means we take 6. Oh, shit. We did. Yeah, we did. That is, in fact, 6 damage. I block, but it does not matter. Okay. Well, the Flare Fortitude was unexpected. 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we were 2 short on the Emrakul. Alrighty then. Well, I wonder if maybe cutting Karn for Trinisphere. I mean, Karn turning off the ability to equip is significant. I think we keep the Karn, because I'm not really trying to go Corey's Steel Cutter and then just go off. Like, I can, but it's not exactly their goal. It just is beneficial because it does give trample, right? Yeah, I think we just keep it like it is. I guess we could cut the gemstone for the Ugin, but I think I'm a bit late, unfortunately. Yeah. I think that would have been the right move. At least bring the Ugin back in. But on the play for game 2, I will keep. It's a quick Karn. And in this matchup, that is relevant. Worst thing we could see on 1 here is probably going to be an Esper Sentinel. Well, there it is. We could go for Writhing Chrysalis as a blocker. The only thing that would really get us would be a... Sigarda's into Hammer, specifically. Trigger. Nope, you draw a card. I'm gonna plus because they can give it +2/+2. So short of a hammer, we should be fine. Pass. Sunbay Canyon. Please no. Okay, that's fine. Corey Steel Cut, fine. Opal, less fine, but still fine. That's 3 damage to Karn. Yep. Draw. Sprawl. We have access to 5 mana. Five mana minus 2 is 3. We still have access to 3 mana. So I could go Writhing Chris, and then we can either go X1 or X0. X0 would pop Opal as well, which is relevant. You also could just plus on the Opal and call it a day. It does put Karn in harm's way, though, regardless. I guess plus 0 wouldn't as much. Okay, yeah, I have an idea then. So, if we go 0, we can go Chrysalis. Trying to think here. So we have access to 5. 5 mana. This would be mana neutral, even -1 to 4. Yes, so you know what? We can do this. So fetch Misty Rain. Forest. I guess the only downside to that is I wouldn't have another blocker for Karn. Well, I guess that's true. Probably should have held that then. Alright, we'll play the Writhing Chris. Minus Karn. Yes. Go for Engineered Explosives. Cast Engineered Explosives for 0. Done. Trigger. I don't want to give you another card. So I could sack the Spawn to pay for the 1. But I'll just use the Talisman. I'll pass. This way, if they double cast again, we can pop the Monk tokens. Otherwise, we have blockers for Karn. One. Another Esper Sentinel. That will resolve. Another Opal. We'll trigger the Corey Steel Cut. That is fine. Go to combat. Attacks. All at Karn. We're going to block the Trample of Chrysalis. The reason being is they could have the Flare Fortitude, which I believe gives Indestructible. So we're going to go to blocks. Block you, and block you. I'll sack the Spawn. Sack the Spawn. I actually should have staggered that. That is my bad. Admittedly. I have no reason to pop this right now. I can hold it. So I go to damage. Karn plus. Do we plus on Opal? Or do I plus on the Talisman as a blocker? Regardless, if we want to Utopia Sprawl, I do have to pay 2. Yes. Pay 1. Yes. Pay 1. Yes. Oh, I guess I didn't want to... Shoot. For red. Play Verdant Cat. Plus Karn on Opal. And pass. Yeah, I should have probably plussed on the Talisman in retrospect. Two. Could be Pure Steel. Stoneforge Mystic. Resolves. What do you grab? Colossus Hammer. Do you have another land, is the question. But yeah, no, I definitely should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we do have Null Drift next turn, though. Go to combat. Attacks. Attack Karn, attack Karn, attack Karn. Go to B4 blocks. I'm going to fetch with the Verdant Cat. Let's take a look at something. Hedge Maze. Trigger. See what we have on top. K command. I'll put that on top. Go to blocks. Block. Crack EE. Do you have a flare? If so, interesting. So Karn is down. I guess Karn would have been down regardless. Unless I'd blocked the monk specifically. So yes, Karn down. Land tapped. And hold. Yeah, so in retrospect, I should have plussed on Talisman, because I would have been able to block with the Talisman. And that would have allowed Karn to have been at 1 when getting hit by the Esper Sentinel. Yeah, okay. Well, mistakes were made, but it is what it is now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can push Chrysalis up to 10. I can't do much else after that. I could go digging, though, for a K return. So let's go Ugin Lab. Trigger. Hold up red. X equals 5. Esper Sentinel. No, and no. No, and no. World Break. That's a bit of a mess across the board, ain't it? Bottom all, draw. Trigger. I'll imprint and pass. And hold. Yeah, I debated holding up another green as well. Maybe I should have. I also probably should have paid for the Sentinels. Don't like giving them free cards. Yeah, I think I made 2 mistakes there. A, I should have paid for the Sentinels. Should have made that X equals 3 instead of 5. Pure Steel. So they're going to equip it to the Monk, most likely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can play either the Null Drift or the Sire if needed. Yeah, they can't attack and then equip it at instant speed to the fresh Monk, basically. That wouldn't be an option. So they can basically just hammer me for what will be 13. So I can't let even 2 damage through. I can let 1, basically I can let 1 damage through, yeah. I guess, they can hit me for exactly 14. Is that right? Or no, 13. Let me for 13. And at that point I wouldn't be able to let any damage through. And if I block with the Chrysalis, it just dies, right? So no matter what, 13 is the max. Go to blocks. Block, block, block. I guess I could take the Sentinel hit. Is there a benefit to doing so? Again, 12, 13, 14, down to 1. I think I leave it like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I'll leave it like this. I'll live on the edge. So Colossus Hammer out. And to be fair, Karn wouldn't have stopped this. You draw a card. And where do you attach? Yes. Sack 1. Trigger. Sack 2 trigger. And done. Down to 1. Equip the Pure Steel. Equip the Sentinel. I feel like you should probably equip the Colossus Hammer to Sentinel instead. But that's just me. Rumble. That's my only blue source. Because this is green-red. Yes. So I think I'm going to go green colorless. Sentinel. I think I need to just give them the card. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Interesting. We can take away Trample, which is relevant. Ugin, Eye of the Storm. Ugin. Ugin, trigger, target, Corey. Ugin plus. Damn, should have held up a green. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll pass. We're at 4. No attacks. If they have another Corey Steel Cut, we lose. At least I'm pretty sure that was the case. I guess we can push this up to 11. Maybe not. Yes, Corey Steel Cut would make this difficult. Saga triggered, that is fine. Stoneforge Mystic. So they're going to search for, I imagine, the thing that gives trample, yeah, Shadow Spear. Play Shadow Spear. So the monk tokens become 2/2s, the same as Pure Steel. Sigarda's Aid. Equip. Or rather, they don't have to equip now. $13. We can push to 11, so we'd only take 2. Or we'd be down to 2, rather. Hammer. Do they have another hammer? 12. This is fine. Yes. Attacking me. Yes. So short of a Corey Steel Cutter, we're alive. Or I guess another hammer too. Ah, son of a bitch. Equip the Sentinel. Why not equip to the... I guess they were afraid of a K return. trigger. Yes, that'll be 22. Yeah, not much I can do there. I want to see what the next 4 were. Because, yeah, I'm thinking maybe I should have held up a green. If I held up a green, we would have had... He still would have had 4, 11. So we would have been short on the Emrakul regardless. So the Rumble wouldn't have done much. Yeah. I guess maybe at that point, maybe the right move instead of hitting the Corey Steel cut may have instead to be hit the Pure Steel. No, that wouldn't matter since they had another hammer and a way to get trample. So I think getting rid of the trample is right because it meant that they had to find another way to get trample. Even with a Sire 7 deaths, it wouldn't have mattered. We would have soaked up, I guess, 4 more, 7. I would have been at 0 exactly. So yeah, even that doesn't matter. Yeah. Not sure much would have mattered then. I think the one misplay we definitely made, because if Karn was able to stick on board this entire time, just to kind of inconvenience them and soak damage up towards Karn, I think we did make the misplay of not plussing on the talisman so we could have blocked to keep Karn on board. Because if somehow Karn had remained on board this entire time, it would have at least stopped the Pure Steel from moving pieces around. And maybe delayed them long enough for me to do something else. Maybe. Hard to say. But that said, it's been a while since I played against Hammer, so it's one of those. It's definitely a situation, especially with being Boros Hammer of Corey Steel Cut, definitely a moment of unfamiliarity with the matchup and how to approach it. So I'd definitely like to play against this more, so that way we can kind of fine-tune how we interact with, especially with Flare Fortitude, which is just a card that I purely do not expect to see in this deck. But it definitely put up numbers that resulted in good stuff. But that being said, that there will be the end of match 4. We'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the play for game 1. I'll keep. If you draw into a 7-mana value spell, this is pretty good. Because it means a Chrysalis on 2 or a K command X2. If we draw into a Temple, that would work as well. So we have roughly, what, 11, 14? No, 11, 15 hits. Forest, Sprawl, for red, and pass. And pass. Sacred Foundry, shock is this energy. Ragavan, looking like it. Draw. Rumble. In data case, let's go Verdant Catacombs. Fetch. For a forest. Talisman of Curiosity. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. gonna go Ugin. We're gonna hold. I will snap block the Ragavan. Sacred Foundry. Paying cost, discharge, sack and response, and pass. That way they don't get any energy. Ragavan will hit. Basically it's mana neutral, but we do get a threat at a hand, so... Temple, woulda liked my temple. Marsh Flats fetch. Shock Sacred Foundry for a Johnny. Guide of Souls. Passing. Writhing Chrysalis. Triggers. I'm gonna go Gemstone. Well, let's see. It'd be mana neutral if we go Ugin's Lab. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Actually, yeah, we can go Ugin's Lab. Like I said, it'll be mana neutral, but that's fine. Passing. Draw. I think if we land Ugin, we're solid. Elegant Parlor, Surveilled Trigger. Flagedyar. I do want to deal with that. A Johnny resolves. Guide of Souls trigger. Guide of Souls trigger. Ocelot Pride. Yes, Guide of Souls trigger. Sneaky Reach question mark? Attack of Ragavan. Trigger. Target Ragavan. Yes. Go to blocks. Block Ragavan. Before damage. K command. I will exile a Johnny. Actually, do we want to exile Johnny now? We don't need to. We can actually exile the Ocelot Pride. Trigger 1, trigger 2. Oh, I need to actually pay for... Done. Triggers on the stack. Always yield. Resolve. Ragavan down. Worldbreaker. Gemstone Caverns. Confirming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Return Ugin to hand. Sack 1. Trigger. Sack 2. Trigger. Should just be a good habit to make. Ugin, target a Johnny down. We now have a 2-turn clock, plus no talisman, pass, no attacks, and pass. Fable of Mirror Breaker, trigger, draw. Rumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugin plus. 7. So we can go Worldbreaker. You want to get rid of the Fable, so they can't pitch cards to Flage. And opponent scoops it up. Opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win for game 1 and move to game 2. So we want Lithomantic Barrage. Cut Karn. We can cut Ghost Quarter and bring in a Trinisphere. Yeah, we can do that. And then bring another Trinisphere with the when we cut Gemstone. Actually, no, we bring in the EE. That's right. Bring in EE, and then we'll bring in Chalice when we cut Gemstone, since we'll be on the play. That is right, that is right. Yeah, the benefit of Barrage can hit Ragavan. It can kill a Johnny outright. This is interesting. I will keep... Play Gemstone. I'm going to exile the Emrakul. Yeah. And pass. Fetch with the Flooded Strand. Shock with the Sacred Foundry. Ocelot Pride is fine. Probably the best one drop you could see. Another K return. We'll play Temple. And play Rumble. Could go Wooded Foothills. I think I go Chrysalis, but the problem is it's right now not playable. And that's what kind of perturbs me about it. So I think I go Foothills here. Yeah, we'll go Foothills. And pass. Marsh Flats fetch. Paying cost for Voice of Victory. Begin combat. I mean, if I'm going to cast the K return, I might as well block. If I choose not to, we could go EE for 2 and get rid of the Voice, which is relevant. Then we could always K return the Ocelot Pride later. Yes, we'll do that. End step, trigger Ocelot Pride, draw. Sowing Myco Spawn. We can kick Sowing Myco Spawn. So that's a turn 2 kick Myco. We'll kick your red source. You have a fetch, so we can fetch for another color if needed. Not too perturbed about that. So I think we just go Temple. Guarantees us being able to play a 7-mana value Eldrazi. We'll go Temp. And then pass. So they're not likely to attack with Voice. They could attempt a Static Prism. That would be fine. Again, next turn we can EE for 2 if we really want, but if they find themselves locked up here, we can just hold back on that. Sacred Foundry, Shock. If they play a Johnny, the cats are pseudo unblockable, but we can kill a Johnny. Perfect. So they won't attack the Voice of Victory, but they will attack the cats. There is a thought to still blocking here, because we could get rid of the Ocelot Pride. No, I think that's fine. I think it's probably more likely we just K return here and get rid of the cats as well as the Johnny. Draw. Utopia Sprawl. I would like to set up my next draw with the Hedge Maze. Utopia Sprawl would be mana neutral otherwise. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 regardless, so I think we're good on leaving the Sprawl as is. Which in that case, I will red 1, 2, and K return. A Johnny, no flip, and we'll hold. Land, 3 cards in hand. To bombardment, a bit late. We can catch that up in the fray. If you attack with voice, I mean, yeah, you can ping Mycospawn twice. I'm gonna go to block. So you go to damage, I go to 15, voice is down. You ping Mycospawn twice, but I don't think this is a fair trade. Like, the voice was better at staving off K return on your turn, so I'm not sure that was the wisest move. Hedge Maze. Trigger. Talisman to Yard. 6 types. Impulse, jeez. In that case, Cavernous Souls. Utopia Sprawl. For red. Talisman of Impulse. And at this point, we'll just hold. You'll fetch with the Marsh Flats for an Elegant Parlor. And we hope and pray that you don't have Flage. And I guess on good news, we do have the ability to EE for X equals 3. We'll hold up the ability to respond. Voice of Victory resolves. Unfortunately, now if I EE for 2, it does pop. Rude. Yes, that is fine. You could have... I think it would have been better to wear Tear, right? Am I crazy for that thought? Yeah, like I said, the downside here is that this does pop the Talisman. So go blue, green, 2. I guess actually kind of want to hold up red. Blue, red, done to 13. Cavernous Souls, name Eldrazi. No reason to do it now, we'll pass. Yeah, it says can't cast spells, not activate abilities, and that is the important differentiation there. Begin combat. Pop. You'll sack it, target me. And the bombardment will go along with voice. Second main, we still have K return up. Paying cost 4. Fable. Fable is fine. We will draw. I will cast K command. And we'll hold up red-green. X equals 5. So bottom, bottom, top, top, and top. Trigger and sweep. And pass. And pass. So you can do a lot here, but even if Hasty Flage doesn't kill me. Marsh Flats. Paying cost. There's the Flage. So I'll go down to 9, but then up to 16. So that is fine. Draw. Combat. Null Drifter. Cast. Draw 2. Malevolent Rumble. Grab Emrakul. Done. So next turn we can cast Emrakul, no problem. Fetch with Marsh Flats. Elegant Parlor. So even a Hasty Flage doesn't kill me now. Land to yard, and Lethal's on board. Paying cost for Flage. Imagine you hit me down to 13, you up to 12. Flage. Flage targets. Flage targets me, that's fine, we'll pass. I guess their idea here is they can double block, but we're gonna say no to that. World Break, even better. Another threat to board, and exiling Reflections of Kiki Jiki. This way they can't block the Sire. Flage does not have reach nor flying, so Null Drifter gets through for... I guess they'd only be at 11. That'd only be 11, not 12. But yeah. Sire would have pseudo hexproof. Yeah, all good. Alright. That felt really good, actually. That was only one league. That was only how many matches? Or how many games? 5 matches, but it was 12 games. And that configuration felt pretty solid, right? Yeah, I want to say 2 Karn felt good. We never did get a chance to cast the Lithomantic Barrage, funny enough. So only downside there, we didn't get any real data for that card. Honestly, I just might need to like grind some offline matches and get some data that way. Our major losses were to Living End in game 1, which can't really say much about that. Hammer Time game 2. I want to say they killed me of Corey's Steel Cut trample damage. I'm not sure off the top of my head if there's anything else that I could have done there. But game 3, I think I could have played differently. Like I said, at the very least, like I even said it, I just for some reason didn't do it. Where I didn't plus on the Talisman as an additional blocker. So I think that would have been good. That way we could still EE'd, but blocked multiple. And made sure that Karn survived even at 1 loyalty. Because that does redirect their ire towards Karn before going after my life total. And as I say all the time, Karn is good, not just for its abilities, but also for the fact that it demands to be answered. And so it can act as a significant damage soak. resulting in time, right? And time is what we need to turn the corner, whether we have Sire, with K return, with Kozilek's command, etc., right? So, yeah, I think I could have played game 3 a bit tighter, which would have allowed me to potentially win the match. But otherwise, yeah, the deck felt good. 3 Sires feels solid. 2 Karn felt fine. We're still seeing Karn enough to where when we wanted Karn, we had Karn. But when we didn't want Karn, we saw Writhing Chrysalis instead. Sire 7 Deaths, like I said, felt good. We didn't really get much testing for Lithomantic Barrage, but we definitely got a lot for Trinisphere, which against Living End was a beating, to say the least. So yeah, I mean, Ugin still felt good. There is some debate whether or not we should be on 3 Ugin versus 2 Ugin. I decided to go with the 3rd Sire over the 3rd Ugin just because I do want more opportunities to trigger K return when it matters. There's also still the question of, is Temur the right color? Do we need Null Drifter for the cheap return triggers? In the matchups where it does matter, like energy, like prowess, it is seen through the play data as relevant. Consign is interesting to talk about a little bit because Consign doesn't necessarily have good play data right now, which is surprising. You would think that it would, but I think it's because we have to play, like, I think it sometimes encourages me to keep worse hands, more reactive hands when we need to be proactive. In addition, even when we're playing it, we have to, hold back a mana. We have to take that in consideration. It might mean that we might take different lines that we otherwise wouldn't. So a lot of different things to think about and consider there. What I would play in place of Consigned Memory, I don't know. And that's the interesting question, right? What would be better than Consign in that moment? Like maybe some number of Disruptor Flute, maybe some number of Warping Whale. Disruptor Flute is nice because on turn 1 with a lab, you can play it and name Neoform or Allosaurus Rider, which will tax Neobrand. It's good into the mirror because you can name Karn the Great Creator or Ugin's Lab. It's good into Belcher. So like a Disruptor Flute could be beneficial. Warping Whale fits a similar niche in hitting sorcery spells, looking and also just being some decent removal. Can be played well into Living End over Consigned to Memory. Can play okay-ish into Prowess. I'm not sure I'd bring it into Prowess. But does remove 1 power and toughness, so Warping Whale could see some play. It is a little bit of a pet card of mine, admittedly. I do love myself Warping Whale. It is a great modular card because it acts as like another talisman, creating a spawn, or rather a scion, which is a 1/1, which is relevant, or countering a sorcery speed spell. There's a 3rd mode, and I'm forgetting what it is all of a sudden. Oh, exiling a creature of power toughness equal to 1. So yeah, could be something to consider. I'm not necessarily sold on it. Soulish Jailer also something that I'm considering closely, where it has some kind of mid data right now, where it's like not bad but not good. In the matchups where it's good, it's great. In the matchups where it's kind of mid, it's kind of meh. It's not great. Looking at like great into Living End, great into Goryo's, okay into Ruby Storm. But I mean, with Fortune Sphere now, I think we can manage a bit more there, right? That in our sideboard plan has changed a bit, which means I do need to update my sideboard guide, so that'll be done after this. So you'll see a new sideboard guide as well, which will be good. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm pretty happy with the list. It still performs well. We're just kind of modifying it ever so slightly, and just tuning it to get closer and closer to perfect. I mean, it's never going to be. The meta is always shifting. When Final Fantasy comes out, we'll probably see some more shifts. Probably more around like Hammer Time. I'm thinking Cloud as like Stoneforge Mystic number 5 or Bond will probably slot in well to the Boros Hammer Time list, where they can potentially just, zoom out a 12/12 Raban on turn 2 with Arena of Glory, and then become pseudo hexproof with pay life equal to the toughness of Raban. So that is kind of insane. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting once Final Fantasy comes out in a bit. But that being said, that there will be the end of today's video and the end of my ramblings. As always, if you guys did enjoy it, please do consider hitting the like button. Comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. It is always appreciated. For as much I hope that you'll learn from me in both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached this point in the video and haven't already, please do consider hitting the subscribe button, as we're getting closer and closer to our next goal of 1,000 subscribers, at which point I'll be able to start monetizing these videos. That will allow me to start saving up towards a streaming PC, so that way I can stream live over on Twitch. In the meantime, though, if you do want to support me monetarily, you can do so over on my Patreon, where you can get early access to my YouTube videos and any updates I make to my deck guides. With that being said, folks, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!